All right. Today we're going to talk a little bit about like exercise, dieting, calories, and stuff like that. So I want to kind of get a feel for what you guys believe in and what your thoughts are for different things. So I have a couple questions. Um, Dylan, how or what percentage do you think of American adults are overweight?
50%.
Close. According to Center Disease Control, 62% of adult Americans are overweight. That's a lot. Up to 50% of women are dieting at a given time, and 35% of people who diet become addicted to dieting because of the um, adrenaline, and it's not like nicotine where your body's physically addicted to it, but you're mentally addicted to it because you're seeing the weight loss, you're seeing all the difference in your body, and you can't stop. You keep going, and it can eventually lead to unhealthy habits. So today, I want to kind of just get a feel for what you guys think. I know a couple of you don't really think that exercising and eating calorie or watching your calorie intake works, so I want to kind of read off some facts I know and share some myths and facts about stuff that maybe will change your guys' mind about some stuff. So, Dylan, can you tell me a little about what you think? What do you think about exercise and calories and diets and stuff like that? What's your opinion?
Well, I know people that exercise daily and everything, and they seem to have a hard time losing the weight.
With exercising, yes, you're getting that physical activity, which is good. It's good for your body. It's good for your muscles and everything like that. But if someone's not watching their calories, their calorie intake, their fat intake, they're not watching what they eat proportion-wise, they're not going to lose that weight because they're eating more than what they're burning off. So that extra calories they're eating is staying in their body. They're not burning any of the fat. I mean, they might be burning fat off, they might be muscle, but they're not going to get rid of that weight because they're eating more than what they're eventually working off. So that could be a reason why they aren't losing weight from exercising. People think that, okay, I ran 6 miles today, I can go and have McDonald's. You ran 6 miles and you burned up to 900 calories, but in one McDonald's burger, there's over 900 calories. So yeah, you ran and you worked off that calorie intake, but let's say that you're eating 58 calories more than what you burned off. So you're not gonna lose weight that way. A good way to do that is to watch your proportions, watch how many calories, not necessarily calories, but your fat calories are being taken in, and that'll actually help you to see the results of losing weight. So you could always give that advice to friends and family or whoever it is. Jody, you said that you also had preferences on diets earlier. You want to tell me a little bit about diets and what you think about them?
I've known of people go on the Atkins diet, and it works for a while. And I mean, they drop weight and they drop it fast. But the Atkins diet consists of only meat, only cheese, eggs, salsa, poultry, and I don't know what fish.
With carbs is a very touchy subject when it comes to eating, losing weight, and things like that. People in the Atkins diet, it is okay to go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger without bread. That is not okay. That is not good for losing weight. You are still taking in the grease, the fat. I mean, it's not good for you. You would be better off getting just the bun than getting the burger in a McDonald's cheeseburger. With the Atkins diet, there has been a myth that kind of came out of the Atkins diet, kind of helped in this myth. And my myth for this is potatoes, bread, pasta, and rice are fattening. Not necessarily. It's not technically the carbs that are fattening, but what is on the carbs or what you put in your carbs. 40% of your diet should be carbohydrates. That is nutrition that you need for your body to be healthy. Foods that are high in carbs have been classified as fattening because you see it as like it'll fill you up, it'll make you full. That's good. You want to have that full feeling. You don't want to be hungry all the time. And with the Atkins diet, I actually have known a couple people that went on the Atkins diet. They were eating things like chicken bacon ranch in a cup. They were eating McDonald's cheeseburgers without the buns. They were eating little Atkins like candy bars, which is okay. Those are actually okay for you. But she started losing weight and kept losing weight. She lost 30 pounds, so she looked really good. The Atkins diet is not meant to be a long-term thing. It's supposed to be a couple months, that's it. She got off of the Atkins diet and started eating carbs again, and she gained 35 pounds back. So not only did she gain back the weight she lost, but she gained back 5 additional pounds, which obviously kind of precedes what she was going for. There is no proof to show that carb-rich foods are more likely to make people gain more weight. There's no proof. They haven't come up with anything that says if you eat carbs, you will gain weight. So that, again, shows that the Atkins diet isn't always what they write it up to be. So I have a couple different myths that I'd like to share with you. One had been being the carbs situation. So I want to kind of go over them with you, kind of see what your thoughts and ideas are. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Actually, after talking about that, how do you guys feel? Do you feel like the Atkins would be something you would go on after knowing that carbs aren't necessarily the source of fat?
I think the Atkins diet is meant for rapid weight loss. I don't think it's meant for long term. I think if you're in a wedding in a week and a half and you want to lose that 10 pounds, you just cut your carbs down and mainly do proteins, and you're probably going to get the results. But you shouldn't be surprised if you gain that weight back after the wedding or event or reason why you're losing. I don't think it should be a long-term thing.
And with that, even if you are on Atkins diet, you should still supplement something for your carbs. Whether you're taking a supplement from a doctor or a pharmacy, something, you need to have those carbs in your body for your body to stay nutritious. And then with your example of the exercise, how do you feel about knowing that your friends aren't losing weight because they're exercising, but when I tell you that they have to eat right, they have to watch what they're eating, they have to watch their calorie intake, and that will eventually help them lose weight while exercising? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like they're doing it right, or do you think maybe, okay, I should talk to them, see what they're doing with their eating habits? How do you?
That's what they're doing. They feel like they can work out, but then it's okay to go. Oh, like you said, I'm gonna go run 9 miles, and then it's okay to go to McDonald's and eat that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. They're just gaining that back and some.
So you're kind of seeing it more towards, okay, they need to watch what they're eating, and not just work out. Because a lot of people have that thought, okay, I'm gonna go run, and then I'm gonna go have this, this, and this. You don't have to give up the goods. You don't have to give that up just because you're on a diet.
Well, look at the Jared in the Subway. He lost all that weight. But what people don't realize is he walked 2 miles to Subway,
Exactly.
ate a low-carb sub, walked 2 miles home, did that twice a day, that he did for lunch and supper.
Exactly.
It was the exercise
Yes.
and there's carb and bread. So
Subway is another big one. Everyone thinks Subway, healthier choice. You are getting a healthier choice, but that what is it? The Italian herbs and cheese bread? That's not a very good choice compared to the wheat bread. So even Subway has its faults. Yes, they have healthier menu, but if you're going to choose that meatball marinara sub, you're not going to get the calorie intake that you're maybe necessarily looking for. But you're right with Jared. He did exercise. He didn't just eat better. He did put in the extra exercise. And they say only 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. That's all you need, which is plenty for most people. But some people don't even get that. Some people don't feel the need to exercise because they think, oh, if I eat healthy, that's all I need to do. No, you do need to get that physical activity, not only for your nutrition-wise, but for your health, for your body. It'll keep you younger, it'll keep you going better, and it'll help with problems in the future. So with that, though, with not giving up things that you truly love and you don't want to give up, I want to share a myth with you that I recently found from a website. The myth is cereal bars are lower in fat and sugar than chocolate or sweets. This is a myth, mainly because if you've ever looked at a nutrition, what's the word called? Label, there we go, thank you. The nutrition label on a cereal bar, yeah, they're going to have vitamins in it, they're going to have fiber in it, but don't necessarily take it off of the label, but the ingredients. Because ingredients are going to be your main key, whether it's good to eat or not. One good example of it, with water. Everybody loves Dasani water. Dasani's really good. and you look at the label and you know it's got all of its 0, 0, 0, 0, maybe a little bit of sodium or 0 sodium, depending on what it says. But if you go to the ingredients and you look up all those ingredients on the internet, 7 of those ingredients are sodium based. Dasani puts more sodium in their water, so it makes you more thirsty, so you continue to drink it. You cannot always believe a label on a food item because they can trick you if you don't research it, if you don't know what you're looking for. So with this, cereal bars might sound like a healthy alternative to chocolate, but check the ingredients, and you'll often find more than just oats, cereal, nuts, and dried fruit. So different things like maybe different types of sugar might be in them. Other things that can be bad, corn syrup isn't always bad depending on what it is. So always try to check your ingredients. If you don't know what something is, ask. I mean, pharmacies should know it. You can look on the internet. Try to figure out what you're truly putting in your body because eventually it'll catch up with you. Dark chocolate is not a very good, but it's a good substitute for a sweet craving. Dark chocolate's not as bad for you as people think it is. It's actually better than milk chocolate. So that might be a good substitute for anything sweet. Usually lower in fat than most bars of chocolate, unless they're packed with nuts or seeds. But they often contain different things such as sugar, which might appear in the ingredients list as rice syrup, glucose, fructose, syrup, raw cane sugar, fructose, honey, or a mixture of these. For a sweet snack, you'd be better off choosing fresh fruit as well. And with fresh fruit, there's also myths about fruit and canned fruit, frozen fruit. What do you think is a better source of vitamins? Fresh fruit, canned fruit, or frozen fruit?
Fresh fruit.
Fresh fruit? Can you tell me why you think that?
Because cans have they usually say the stuff in the cans that if you eat right out of the cans, you're getting it sick.
There's a syrup base to it.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you think?
I was gonna say fresh vegetables.
Fresh?
Yes.
Fresh, because in the cooking process to make them and the preservatives they put in the canning and even the freezing, they have to put preservatives in if they lose their vitamin A's.
Okay. Well, I don't want to say you guys are wrong, but you're not right. Frozen or canned fruits and vegetables can be just as nutritious as fresh ones, if not more so. Frozen or canned fruit and vegetables are often packaged within hours of being picked so they don't lose any nutrients. Whereas if a fresh fruit or vegetable sits in your fridge, they're slowly rotting and they're losing their nutrients. This way, frozen, it's being preserved in the freezer by freezing it. Obviously, it's preserving it. And canned, they do put a syrup base in it, but it's also preserving it. It's in that can, it's in that tight space. On the other hand, fresh fruit and vegetables can also sometimes lose many of their vitamins if they're traveled long distances and are stored for days on end before reaching the supermarket shelves. So it is better to get frozen or canned. Your best bet would be frozen, obviously, because it's not going to have as much syrup or sugar or whatever else is in the ingredients of a can. But yeah, fresh isn't always the best choice when it comes to fruit and vegetables. And with cooking your vegetables, frozen, fresh, frozen, canned, no matter what, they're automatically going to lose a lot of the nutrients because you're cooking them or taking it away from them. So the best way to eat vegetables, the healthiest way to eat vegetables is raw, obviously. But that doesn't always mean that they taste the best raw.
Is it steamed okay too?
Steamed is okay too, yes, because that's not cooking
just
them
bad.
out. And when you steam a vegetable, you're most likely not going to put olive oil or grease or butter or seasonings or whatever else you put in them. You're most likely not going to do that when you steam a vegetable, but again, you can do whatever you'd like to do. So another thing I would like to do before we end our speech is I want to ask a question and I want to see what you guys think. So a lot of people say that if you eat organic food, it's better for you. Do you think organic food is healthier than non-organic food? What do you think? You don't think organic is better? No? What do you think?
Organic is better.
You think organic is better?
I'm not quite sure. I would say it probably is because you don't have the pesticides, you don't have the sprays. It's not grown, and it's more from the earth and less preservatives, I guess is what you would say.
Okay. This is actually a myth. Organic is not always better. It's easy to think that a diet based on organic foods is healthier, but it isn't automatically the case. The term organic refers to the farming methods used to produce a food, not its nutrition content. Um, so while organic foods might be better for the environment, eating more of them does not necessarily mean you'll have lower calorie intake. So just because you're eating organic does not mean that it's going to be less calories. It doesn't mean you're going to lose more weight from eating organic food other than the non-organic. For example, organic biscuits, chocolate, and cakes are normally contain just as much fat, sugar, and salt as their non-organic counterparts. And it's often harder to find healthier alternatives. So, yes, they are produced differently. So they're going to be better for your body, but nutritious-wise, they're about the same. You can do either or.
So they're better for the environment than your body.
Yes. Yep. If you prefer to buy organic, you still need to remember the basic rules of healthy eating. And if you want to lose weight, stick to your daily calorie allowance. So, after going over everything, we kind of touched base on a lot of different things. But we saw that you can't always believe what you read on labels because they take things and they twist them and they put them in different languages or different words that you don't know what they mean. So that's another thing. Not necessarily what you're eating, but the calories you're eating. So yes, exercise is good, but if you want to lose that weight, you have to watch your calorie intake. You have to watch what you're eating. Not necessarily to where you're doing it, all the time. Your little candy bar, okay, what's that got for calories? Like, you don't have to do that all the time. We don't want to become an obsessive dieter because that will eventually lead to eating disorders such as anorexia, bulimia. Those are forms of dieting that have gone wrong. So we definitely don't want to go too far, but we really need to watch our calorie intake, watch the fat calorie intake that we're taking out of our food, and exercise, very important, right? Very important. And don't always believe what you hear about diets, different diets, whether it's Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, which Weight Watchers, I have read reviews, I have read good things about Weight Watchers, but I've also read good things about the Atkins diet. So you really have to research what you're going to do, research what you want to do, and then make your decision off of that. So do you guys have anything else to say before we end? No? Mm-hmm. So do you guys kind of feel a little bit different about what you thought before as to what you know now?
So
Different thoughts?
Organic I was surprised.
You were surprised about the organic?
Yeah.
So actually, if you run about 8 miles and you eat a McDonald's cheeseburger, that actually gains more weight.
It won't make you gain more weight, but it just won't help you lose any weight. So, yeah, so you really gotta watch what you eat. Otherwise, that was my speech for diets.